Welcome back, everyone. My name is Colin Foley, and really what I want to do today is actually give you even deeper insights to what I've actually been seeing on the front lines, also communicating with people, and really in my day-to-day of what people are going through and actually noticing while trying to break into, pivot, whatever word that you may want to say. And really what I want to do here is I created kind of like a short document. It's actually part of a larger document series that I'm actually building out to kind of help people and assist people in this journey. But what this document is going to do, and I'm actually going to kind of walk through with it, that way you kind of have like a visual, are sort of like proactive steps that you can and should be taking, whether you are a customer success manager, but more importantly, if you are a first time or you're into a transferable industry, a gig, or you're looking for ways to maybe get that foundation of like, I want to break into or pivot into a new career. Now, me, like, I came from hotels background. As I had said, I was burnt out, but it gave me at least that foundation of conflict resolution, dealing with clients, and even on a corporate level, wide accounts as well. So it was very, very useful on that stage. So really what I have noticed by talking to people and helping people and really being a mentor and a coach for over a year now is that a lot of people, if they've never done this type of pivot before, it can be a little daunting, or they really don't understand like the why. So first thought is kind of like, why do you want to switch? Why do you want to pivot? What do you know about customer success, right? When I first started, it was, is this just like customer service, account manager? What is it? And it's really much more than that. It's this proactive relationship, trusted advisor position that you're now more than ever needing very hard skills, a lot more technical skills, software skills, data skills, AI skills as well. And those are becoming much more asked of in interviews and hiring managers and recruiters. It's so competitive. They don't really want to waste their time as much with people that maybe don't have Salesforce or maybe like a technical skill where they can just go with someone who maybe has used that. So even in the industries that you're pivoting from, some may be easier than others, some may not. It's good to have that foundation first. And I think too, the key component here as I kind of go through this is don't get bogged down with perfection and don't get bogged down or beaten up that like you don't think you can. That's important too, is anyone can and anyone can pivot. You want to have this foundation first. That way you have that strategy and that plan, which is usually kind of how I work with people in my mentoring kind of thing, is putting these structures in place moving forward. So without further ado, let's dive in here. Okay, so this is going to be a quick toolkit. Don't worry about the complete breakdown, but really this is a part of my whole deeper program. But it really is outlining kind of key foundational steps and really a toolkit that you want as you're figuring out why customer success and really kind of things that you can actually do. So really like what I've been hearing for a lot of people is, what is it? And what is it not? Like some people have even asked me like, customer success manager, are you managing people? What are you doing? So not, it's a critical function within businesses focused on maximizing the value customers receive from the product or service. My company that I work for right now is an HR tech. So when clients sign on with us, we want to ensure that they're getting maximum impact and maximum return on value and investment from that HR software, right? So I need to make sure not only are they using and adopting the product, but they're getting value from it. And they're getting those success metrics defined early in the stage and early in the process. Those are actually being ironed out and met, right? Customer success professionals are proactive, relationship-oriented, and data-driven. Very key. Working closely with customers to ensure their satisfaction. And really you want churn mitigation. You want that contract to renew, right? And this is really, the foundation of what it is and really speaking that SaaS, software as a service language as well, which is very, very important. So then why? Maybe some people could be, burnt out from your position. I know when I first did it, it was one of those things where I wanted flexibility. I wanted more of a work-life balance, growth opportunities. See, here's the thing was when I was in hotels and hospitality, maybe some industries are the same, is, it's an older industry, right? With less maybe opportunities for growth, where I noticed when I got to a certain position in a hotel, the only way for me to really grow was like go to another hotel that's maybe bigger or like a luxury segment or something like that. Where in customer success, you can kind of grow within your team. You have more bonus potential. There's more upselling potential. So there's a lot of growing demand, and there's a lot of things within software that you can either do in operations, implementation, sales. There's many items that you can do that actually grows as well. And that's really important too, because now customer success for the past couple of years, but really moving forward, it's in demand and it's growing heavily. And a lot of companies are investing it as a revenue center, not as a cost center, which is very important because you will be seen as more of a value add position as opposed to a cost center in that position, which is very important, whether it's maybe a layoff or recession proof as well. A lot of transferable skills. So if you're in an industry where maybe it's, a little bit more set in stone, we're using proactive, skills, listening skills, all those soft skills, empathy. We're also using hard skills. It could be technical skills. It could be computer skills, a lot of AI components too. So you're going to have a diverse skill set. It's going to be an impact role, and there's going to be a lot of transferable skills that you're going to grow into. So that's really good industry to pivot into, and a lot of launching pads off of that. So really kind of the first area is like after, you're developing your resume and you want to develop those transferable skills. Now, some industries might be easier, whether that's account management or sales. Those ones are already going to have like revenue driven transferable skills, but you want to have something identified within your current roles that is relationship management, building rapport, trust, that you can have that skill and transfer and reflect it and speak intelligently on it during an interview in your resume to that hiring manager. Same with problem solving, same with communication skills, and same with data analysis, right? What software are you using? How did you use that software, synthesize or analyze that data to have an action or an outcome? Even if it's in a different industry, in real estate, in fitness, in healthcare, and it might not be a SaaS book of business, but how did you relate data to an outcome that gave you a result, right? And communicate that coherently with outcome related numbers and on your resume. And then so from there, what the important part is too, is you have that component, you've built out the resume, you've identified these areas, you have a plan. One of the key areas too is, okay, someone wants to actually interview you now. And maybe you don't have customer success, or maybe you don't have maybe sales. You're in nutrition, you're in fitness, you're in whatever, right? You need to then have, could be as many, depends on the complexity of the job, but I would say maybe 3 to 5, and the goal with this, crafting your success stories, is really like the situation, the action, and the result, right? You can kind of see here the star, right? The situation, the task, explain the specific actions, the action, and the steps that you took, and the result, right? Those are going to be important, and they're going to be important even if they're not directly related to SaaS and maybe ARR or adoption numbers. But did you give someone adoption to a workout program which helped, what was the result of that? They're going to want to make sure that like, okay, we can train them on literally our product and communicating that product. But if you can showcase your success stories with their questions in this type of scenario, you'll be set up for success. And I go into these much more deeper, typically like one-on-one of like, let's go over your job, your situation, your past. Is there any nugget industry that we could pull in and we craft these stories together? So really, you're going to have then kind of like a 90-day, weeks 1 to 3. You're going to research customer success roles, identify companies and industries that align with your interests, and then really network with customer success professionals on LinkedIn and other platforms. Don't get too bogged down by this. I know people say like networking and all these things. The important part is you're expanding your network, you're expanding your reach, you're being intentional about it, and it's not with the expectation being that maybe they respond, maybe they don't. But the whole act of putting yourself out there, talking to people, and understanding maybe companies and roles is important. Weeks 4 to 6, tailor your resume and your LinkedIn profile, making sure that's optimized. And again, that's something I'm probably going to go deeper into, is optimizing your LinkedIn full on, because it's basically your storefront, your landing page, and recruiters do look at that and hiring managers do look at that. So you can showcase a lot with your LinkedIn profile. And then really start applying and get these things tracked using a tracker. I use Teal, it could be other services. Quantify it, look for keywords, track it, and measure your progress. Then you're going to want to definitely prepare for the interview process, and that's where you're going to use those success stories, research the company, prepare for compelling answers, do mock interviews, which is something I do as well during my mentor program, and really demonstrate that passion and express enthusiasm during the process. And really, this whole idea here is really kind of building this foundation for success where you have your resumes, you're tracking everything, you're getting out of your comfort zone on LinkedIn, you're learning, you're growing, you're communicating with people, you have a plan, you have a strategy, and you have these areas. And don't get yourself beat up over maybe a 30-day period. Look over this as a long haul horizon, and you definitely should. So there you have it, everyone. There's a quick kind of like toolkit overview that's part of kind of like my deeper program. Hopefully that's helpful and kind of gives you like a little bit of like a deeper insight on some of those foundational tips that I see and I'm talking to people that I really like to give over to people. And again, any of those areas I definitely like to go deeper into. But that's really kind of those foundational steps that you want to like learn and grow. So if you like this, please subscribe here. You can follow me on LinkedIn, reach out to me. Always here and happy to help. Take care, guys.